Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. The 236th thirunaamam in Vishnusahasranama is Anilaha. Once, Anjana Devi gently placed her baby, Anjaneya, in a cradle and went to gather some fresh fruits for him. As baby Anjaneya lay in the cradle, he looked up at the sky and saw the glowing red sun. Mistaking the sun for a juicy fruit that was within striking distance, he leapt into the air and flew to grab it. When the sun saw Vayu's son flying directly toward him, he, out of love, began radiating soothing coolness. Baby Anjaneya reached the sun, held it in his hand, and took a bite. Coincidentally, it was the day of a solar eclipse, and Rahu was arriving to swallow the sun as a part of his celestial duty. But when Rahu reached the spot, he was terrified to see a tiny baby already sitting there eating the sun. Frightened by this extraordinary sight, Rahu fled and reported the matter to Indra, who promptly climbed on his elephant Airavata to investigate the hullabaloo. When baby Anjaneya saw Indra's majestic elephant approaching, he thought it was a new toy and jumped onto its back to play. The sudden leap frightened Airavata, who began to run helter-skelter, and an angry Indra struck Anjaneya's chin with his powerful Vajrayudha. The heavy blow hurt the little Anjaneya, causing him to lose consciousness and fall from the sky onto the Udayadri hill. The impact caused his chin to swell up significantly, and that is how he came to be known as Hanuman, the one with the prominent jaw. Vayu, the wind god, immediately arrived at the scene and carried his young son safely inside a cave. Furious with Indra for harming an innocent child, Vayu decided to teach a lesson he would never forget. Holding his baby tightly in his arms, the master of wind drew in his breath and stood still. Immediately, all the movement ceased, and every living creature in the cosmos, including the gods, suddenly felt breathless and began to suffocate. Gasping for air, all the gods rushed to Brahma, who instructed them to follow him to Udayadri hill immediately and assured them he would explain the reason behind this catastrophe later. On reaching, Brahma and the gods apologized profusely to Vayu and sought to appease him by granting his son the choicest of boons. Indra promised that the Vajrayudha would never harm Anjaneya again. Brahma granted a boon that his ultimate weapon, the Brahmastra, would never bind him. The other gods blessed Hanuman with immense strength. Brahma granted him a long life and ordained that he would shine forever as a Chiranjeevi. As Vayu calmed down and released his breath, life returned to normal and the entire cosmos began to breathe freely again. Brahma then looked at Indra and asked, "Now do you understand the true reason for everyone's suffocation?" Indra bent his head low and said, "Yes, I angered Vayu by hurting his newborn son." "There is more to it than just that," Brahma explained. The Chandogya Upanishad states, "Sarvani hava imani bhutani pranameva abhisamvishanti," meaning all these living beings merge into prana, the life breath, during dissolution and emerge from prana during creation. The Upanishad identifies the Supreme Paramatma himself as this ultimate prana. It is Perumal who assigns Vayu as the master of wind and resides inside him as the inner controller, his Antaryami. During Perumal's upcoming Ramavatara, this son of Vayu will serve him and become his greatest devotee. By hurting him, you did not just offend Vayu, you angered Perumal Narayana, who is the cosmic prana himself. The thirunaamam Anilaha means the giver of life breath. Perumal bestows the life breath upon all living entities. The corresponding Purusha Sukta verses for today's thirunaamam are
चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत.
If we chant Anilaya Namaha every day, Perumal will bless us to breathe deeply and freely, clearing away all our anxieties. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.